Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Achak Wadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles, bishop, and elders of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Salutation to the hopeful elect of the house of Israel, peace and blessings. And let's get started. Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson, and it's pertaining to Daniel's 5. All right, we're gonna go into it, and Lord willing, this will be edifying. So let's start off with Daniel 5:1. Belshazzar, the king, made a great feast to 1,000 of his lords, and drank wine before the 1,000. Belshazzar, whilst he tasted the wine, commanded to bring the golden and silver vessels which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple which was in Jerusalem, that the king and his princes, his wives, and his concubines might drink. Again, that goes into how those golden vessels and silver vessels, in the spiritual sense, is speaking about the Israelites, man. They, as it says here in Joel 3:5, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly, pleasant things, which are the children of Israel. So they've taken them from Israel, and they have taken them in that time into Babylon. And in this time, the children of Israel are again in this spiritual Babylon. The city which is called Egypt and Sodom, which is also Babylon the Great. Okay, so the children, the 12 tribes of Israel, are stuck here on this Babylonian soil, right? Where it's gonna be a place of great judgment, right? For the atrocity that these people have done unto the children of Israel. Okay, so it says here, they drank wine and praised the powers of gold and of silver and of brass and of iron, of wood and of stone, and in the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hand, and wrote over against the candlesticks upon the plaisters of the wall of the king's palace, and the king saw the part of their hand that wrote. So again, that goes into strange apparitions, as it says in Wisdom of Solomon 13, Wisdom of Solomon 17:3, which reads, for while they're supposed to lie hid in their secret sins. And what was their sin? They're drinking of the sanctified things of Yahweh Shem Shai. Those golden cups, those gold and silver vessels. They were used for the sacrificial for the Levi priests to use it for the ceremonies. So these things, these items were sanctified unto Yahweh Shem Shai. From the day that they were made, Moses blessed those things, man. So these heathens, they're playing around with it. They're drinking out of it. They're partying out of it, and now they're praising vain idols. The god of silver, the god of gold, all these other vain things, right? So while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a great veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparition. And that hand, imagine you're just having dinner with your friends, and now a hand pulls up out of nowhere, and there's writing down on making a writing on the wall, man. And again, the worst thing is that you don't understand what it's writing. It's writing something on the wall, and you don't know what it means. Okay, so it says here, then the king's countenance was changed. Yeah, he was troubled and astonished because of that strange apparition. Okay, his countenance changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins were loosed, and his knees smote one against another. He was shaking, man. And that's funny because me and the brothers, we have a joke. We remember one time being at a pool place. We're at a pool place, and they play music sometimes. And you got this Edomite chick. I perceived through the spirit that it was an Edomite. And the way she was dancing, her knees smote one against another, But that being said, then the king cried aloud to bring bring in the astrologers, the Chaldeans, the soothsayers. And the king spake and said to the wise men of Babylon, whosoever shall read these writing, and shew me the interpretation thereof, shall be clothed with scarlet, and have chains of gold about his neck, and shall be the third ruler of the kingdom. Then came in all the king's wise men, but they could not read the writing, nor make known to the king the interpretation thereof. Then was the king Belshazzar greatly troubled, and his countenance was changed in him, and his lord were astonished. Now the queen, by reason of the words of the king and his lord, came into the banquet house, and the king spake and said, O king, live forever, for let not thy thoughts trouble thee, nor let thy countenance be changed. There is a man in thy kingdom, in whom is the spirit of the holy powers. In the days of thy father, light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of the powers, was found in him, whom the king Nebuchadnezzar, thy father, the king, I say, thy father, made master of the he made master of the magicians, astrologers, Chaldeans, and soothsayers. And again, that's speaking of Daniel. And Nebuchadnezzar placed Daniel above all the magicians, the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers, all the people that were supposed to have a spiritual knowledge, knowledge in the spiritual things. But Daniel was above these people, man. And why is that? Because he feared the Most High, and the Lord was dealing with him. In the same way that the Lord is dealing with our elders, started with Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, and the men on down. You know, the Lord is dealing with a certain people. Okay, and again, these people were not able to these magicians. So anyone that wasn't in these people were not in the truth. All right, they're on the left hand. They were dealing on the left hand. So these people on the left hand, they couldn't answer. They couldn't come up with the answer. But it says here in Amos 3:7, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealed his secret unto his servant the prophets. So his servants, the prophets, the men that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is dealing with, they understand these things. They could break down the knowledge of these words. The same way that how these people say the words of these books are sealed, but it's not sealed unto us, unto the servants of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because we understand. Because the Lord is dealing with us, and he gave us the understanding to break down these words, to give you the understanding of the words. All right? And it says here in Isaiah 47:12, stand now with thine enchantments, and with thy multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. So as soon as this thing happened, you know, as soon as the hand pulled, that strange apparition happened, the King Belshazzar, he ran to the witchcraft, to the warlocks. He went to the magicians so they can come up with an answer. Okay, if so be thou should be able to profit, if so be thou mayst prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from the things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them, and they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before it. And that verse specifically speaks about how when Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed by nuclear missiles, man. All these people that claim to have some sort of knowledge, these college degrees, you know, the third bachelor, this and that, you know, without the knowledge of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, at the end of the day, it's useless, because these things are not going to deliver you. Even these people that are actually in the left hand, you're speed dialing Satan. When the missiles are here, Satan is not going to pick up the phone, man. So you're just there and you're going to burn, you know, you're going to suffer for your. Basically, the Lord is gonna mock you, man. You know, you're talking big shit now, but when the time comes, when the missiles are here, man, you're not gonna have any way to deliver yourselves, man, because you weren't following after the Lord, you weren't seeking after the Lord. And again, Belshazzar, he didn't call, he's speaking. He called upon those that prayed upon the God of gold, the God of silver, all upon these vain idols, and they could not come up with the answer. And now this queen is telling him, go look for Daniel, the one that is above all these people, and he surely, the Lord is dealing with him. Surely he will be able to answer your question. Okay. And it says here, for as much as an excellent spirit and knowledge and understanding, interpreting of dreams and showing of hard sentences, because ultimately the that's the Bible, man. That's the scriptures. It's a thing of hard sentences. Okay. Understanding the prophecies, man. Some people, man, is speaking of some prophecies are difficult to digest without the proper understanding. Okay. And it says here that the solving of doubts were found in the same Daniel, whom the king named Belteshazzar. Now let Daniel be called, and he will shew the interpretation. Then was Daniel brought before the king, and the king spake unto Daniel, and the king spake and said unto Daniel, art thou that Daniel which art of the children of captivity of Judah, whom the king my father brought out of the jury? I have heard of thee that the spirit of the powers is in thee, and that light and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in thee. And now the wise men, the astrologers, have been brought in before me, that they should read this writing and make known unto me the interpretation thereof, but they cannot shew the interpretation of the thing. You see? So at the end of the day, the left hand doesn't have any power over the right hand. Just the fact, in the carnal level again, how Daniel is set up above these people, man. And again, Daniel is going to be able to understand these things, because why? The Lord will do nothing but he will reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Right? So at the end of the day, those are the people that you should be listening to. If you're not a prophet, you should shut your mouth, man. You should shut your black mouth. If you're not a prophet, you should shut your black mouth. Right? If you don't have the understanding of the scriptures, man, you should shut up and listen to those that have the understanding. Because through this word you can be saved. Through the proper doctrine you can be delivered from the destruction that is about to come. You'll be able to survive the Jacob's trouble. Okay. So it says here, then Daniel answered and said before the king, let thy gift be to thyself, give thy rewards to another, yet I will read the writing unto the king, and make known unto him the interpretation. O thou king, the Most High gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom, a majesty, and a glory and honor. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him. Whom he would shew, whom he would he slew, whom he would he kept alive, whom he would he set up, and whom he would he put down. You know. So again, the Lord has exalted Nebuchadnezzar, man. He gave him at one point. Nebuchadnezzar was handling the known world, man. You see, Nebuchadnezzar was on top of everything, but you see, his kingdom was great, but because he was because pride got into him, and he forgot that the Lord has set him up. The Lord smote him, you know, made him like unto a beast, made him lose his kingdom, till he got back into his right mind and understood that it's the Lord that put me in that situation, right? So even us in this time, man, we can be exalted because we have some knowledge. It says knowledge and wisdom puff it up. So it's not of us that we know these things. It's the Lord that has put that in our spirit to understand all his words, to break down prophecy. You know, so it's really not of us. Let's mention. It's not of us. Let's mention boast. You see, you shouldn't be proud. You know, you should be humble. You should be meek. You know, the same way that it was given unto us for free is the same way that we're supposed to give it out. We shouldn't be asking for payments for a breakdown. You know what I mean? The freely ye receive, freely ye should give. Okay, so it says here, but when his heart was lifted up and his mind hardened in pride, he was deposed. He was deposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. And he was driven from the sons of man, and his heart was made like the beast, and his dwelling was as a wild ass. They fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till he knew that the Most High Power ruled in the kingdom of man, and that he appointed over it whomsoever he will. As pertaining to Sirach 10 and as pertaining to Sirach 10 and 48. Sirach 10 and 4. The power of the earth is in the hands of the Lord, and in due time he will set up one that is profitable. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right, so that's ultimately what's going to happen to Esau Edom. His house, this kingdom, was established upon iniquity. It says, "Woe unto him that buildeth a house based on iniquity." Okay, because at the end of the day, the Lord is going to take everything that he had and give it onto the Israelites, right? And we're going to build back better. You see? It says here in Psalm 75 and 6, "For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but the Most High is the judge. He put it down one and set it up another." And at that time, when Nebuchadnezzar was abased, he really understood. When he was ripped of everything that he had, then he really understood that the Lord is in control. All right. And again, that's another representation. I believe I did a video pertaining to Nebuchadnezzar's humiliation, humbleness. So like Nebuchadnezzar's humbleness, as being a foreshadowing of what's going to happen unto Esau Edom. Because Esau Edom in the kingdom, he's not even going to eat grass. He's going to eat dust. He's going to eat dirt, man. At least Nebuchadnezzar ate grass. Esau Edom is going to eat dirt in the kingdom. You see? And it says here, Daniel's 5 and 22, and thou his son, O Belshazzar, hast not humbled thine heart, though thou knewest all this. So he saw the process of his father, how his father through pride was abased, and how through being humbled he was put back in the king's throne. Okay, so Belshazzar saw all that, but still he didn't follow the example. Okay, he rebelled himself against the Most High. It says here, "But hast lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they have brought the vessels of his house before thee, and thou and thy lords and thy wives and thy concubines have drunk wine in them, and thou hast praised the powers of silver and gold and brass, of iron, wood and stones, which see not, nor hear, nor know, and the power, and Yahweh Hashem El Shai, in whose hand thy breath is, whose are all thy ways, hast thou not glorified." Okay, so instead of giving the honor to the living power, he gave it unto things that have no breath in them. Right? So it says here, then was the part of the hand sent, Salakia. Then was the part of the hand sent from him, and this was written, was written. Okay? And this is the written that it was written, Mene Mene Tekel, uprising. This is the interpretation of the thing. Mene, the Most High had numbered thy kingdom and finished it. Okay, and that goes into 2nd Ezra 4 and 37. 2nd Ezra 4 and 37. By measure had he measured the times, by number had he numbered the times, and he does not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. So that's the said measure, in the fullness of its sufficiency. Because King Belshazzar, he was good, man. His father did all the wars, and now he was established. Okay, he was established. He was having a big party. He was having fun. But what does it say in Job? In Job 20 and 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And that word wicked there is meaning the laborers. Okay, so even now in this situation, in these times, the workers, the middle class workers, when the economy is gonna crash, they're gonna turn back and look at the well off, the Edomites that are well off, and they're gonna be like, yo, what the hell? That doesn't seem fair, man. So that's why there's gonna the hands of the wicked shall come upon him. So all these middle class workers, even the people that are low in income, people that put their trust in the government, they're gonna turn around and uh, and rebel against the Edomites that are in so-called power right now. Okay, so it says here, the Most High had numbered thy kingdom and finished it. So the Most High is in control. As it says, the Lord will set up, has set the bounds that thou cannot pass. He numbered the kingdoms. He numbered the times, meaning the age. So the age of the Babylonian era, for the Babylonian to be in power, came to an end. Okay, the same way that Yahweh Bashim Yahshua has numbered the kingdom of Esau Edom, and now we're seeing the signs that this kingdom is coming to an end. Okay, so it says here, a tekel that art weighed in the balance and are found wanting. Like Paris, that kingdom is divided. Is not the kingdom of Esau Edom divided? In Daniel 2, we're at the toes. We're at the toes of the statue. Okay, and this kingdom is more divided than ever. Just the other day we had the elections, and we had a voting. I'm not too sure because I'm not from. I'm in Canada right now, so I'm not too sure what's happening in the U.S. What sort of voting it was for, but you got some Americans that want Trump back in office, and now you got you got people that want Biden still in office. So there's a division. Okay, so it says here, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians. Okay, so again the kingdom is given. Okay, it says here in Sirach 10:8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right. So it says here in then commanded Belshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet and put a chain of gold about his neck, and made a proclamation concerning him that he should be the third ruler of the kingdom. So again, in that day, when Yahweh Hashem Yahushai comes and delivers us, he's gonna exalt us in the chariots, right? And he's gonna beautify us with salvation. Okay, as it says here in Psalms 149:4, for the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. It says here in Tobit 13:11, many nations shall come from far to the name of the Lord power with gifts in their hands, even gifts to the King of heaven. All generations shall praise thee with great joy. Verse 16, for Jerusalem shall be built up with sapphires and emeralds and precious stones, thy walls and towers and battlement with pure gold. The streets of Jerusalem shall be paved with beryl and carbuncle and stones of Ophir. All right, so that's a representation of how in the times to come Israel is gonna be beautified, man. You see, in the land where we were put to shame, we're gonna have fame. Okay, at the same time, man, we're gonna have immortal bodies. We're gonna have immortal bodies, angelic bodies. We're gonna have spiritual powers. You see, like we're gonna be exalted, man. The Lord is gonna beautify us with salvation, man. You see, it's a gold chain, a Rolex. They can't compare to the things that the Lord has prepared for us, man. And these other nations are gonna see, and they're gonna be ashamed of how they treated us, right? Because at the end of the day, they're gonna receive double, right? And it says here, in that night was Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans, slain, and Darius the Median took the kingdom, being about 62 years old. So at that time, as soon as at that same night, you see, in that night, the same night when Daniel came and interpreted the meaning of these words, the same night Belshazzar was put to death, and Darius the Median took over the kingdom. So it says here in I was thinking about getting something quickly. Um, because now we're moving at a time where the Lord is moving quickly. Okay, the Lord is making His word come to pass very quickly. It says here in Ezekiel 12:26. Again, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesieth of the times that are far off. Therefore say unto them, Thus saith the Lord power, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the words which I have spoken shall be done, said the Lord power. You see? So in that night was Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans, slain. Okay? The same time he said, Mene, your kingdom is numbered. He says what? Mene, meaning Mene, the Most High had numbered thy kingdom and finished it. If you're done. You're done. Okay? You're done. So at the same time, when as I brought out, in the fullness of his sufficiency, when Esau Edom thinks that he has the 2/3 on lock, when he thinks that, okay, I have most of the world under bowing down to this beast system. I got most of the world bowing down to this beast system. I killed most of these people, most of the servants of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you know, because at the end of the day, most of us, a number of the elect are gonna have their head chopped off. It's written. I've seen those that were beheading for the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay, so Esau Edom would have already beheaded some of us, would have chipped most of the 2/3 of Israel. You see, and he would believe that he's at the fullness of his sufficiency, but then the Lord will slap him and bring him down from his throne. As I said, sit down on the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. There is no throne for thee. Okay, there is no place for thee in rulership. You had your time to shine. Now get thee in the dust. Sit down in darkness. All right. So that being said, I hope this lesson was edifying. This was a similitude of the last days. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai will abase and destroy the Edomites. It will exalt his people, the Israelites, especially starting with the elect. Okay, and again, we that are on the right hand are above those that are in the left hand. In the spirit, you know, the Lord is dealing with His servants. These people, they don't know what's going on, man. Even if they know some instance of the truth, they're still trying to fight against it. They know it's gonna happen, but they're still trying to fight against it. You see, they're fighting a losing battle. Okay. So that being said, I hope this lesson was edifying. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Acha, Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles, elders, and bishop of Great Millstone, teaching 100% of this truth. And salutation, peace, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of Israel. Shalom, shalom. DTA Ababa Kwam Yashala, shalom.